Hey, this is Anna. Happy Black Friday. It was an interesting day out there. I just went to get groceries, and to be quite frank, I don't know why people go out if they're going to be in a bad mood. So it was not a favorable trip today, but I hope yours was good and you got a lot of good deals. Normally, we do the Sunday Zodiac Quickie. This week, we will not be doing that because we are so close to the end of the month, and I'm doing individual general all signs reading for the month. We will begin Sunday Zodiac Quickie again next week with the extendeds. Extendeds to those quickies and the exclusive content are only for subscribers. So take a moment and hit that subscribe button. Okay, I've already laid out all the cards, and let's get started here. Again, I switched. I was in the kitchen in my little office corner, but I switched because being in a studio apartment, I might be having my boyfriend move in with me. He says he is eventually. Anyway, so we needed to figure out how to get two people's stuff in here. And also, the microwave was on top of the refrigerator, and I'm only 5'2", so you know how that was, even with a step ladder. So, anyways, we did a little moving around, and like I say, it's only been 3 weeks. There's a light around here somewhere that I lost, but so let's get started. Let's see what Spirit has to say for Scorpio, what he believes he or she, whomever your spirit guides are, could be either, believe for Scorpio. By the way, happy birthday for Scorpios. I can't believe it's past Thanksgiving already. Scorpio. Okay. We're going to read your blind spot card last. We're going to read your yes or no card last. We always do a question. Well, what is your deepest question, yes or no question, for the week, for the month? What is pressing on you right now? And the answer to that will be in this card here, yes or no. Okay, let's see what we have. Answering the call, the time is now. Blessed. And honor your inner knowing. Okay, no. And great worry over nothing. Okay. This is about someone who is worried about their calling. You're not sure because you only have experienced a little bit of your calling, which you felt that may or may not have been in your control. You know how you know stuff that other people don't? But we're always taught never judge a book by its cover. They haven't done anything wrong. Wait till they prove themselves wrong. But it seems, Scorpio, you are a person who is being called up to use those gifts and to trust in those gifts. You are not wrong. Okay? It wants you to honor your gift and stop worrying. Something you know about, I think, in your personal life. But this person seems to know about, like, you can walk up to strangers. Say somebody comes to you at work. You don't know them. They're just a new vendor, but you already know stuff about them. So trust in that, okay? Now, you don't have to go react unless it's dangerous. I mean, if you feel it's toxic, what I always do is I politely excuse myself. You know, you can't at work. You have to deal with work. But if they want anything to do with you in a personal manner, you know, do what you have to not get involved with them personally. Just stuff like that. You'll figure it out. You're pretty smart, Scorpio. Sorry, you're pretty smart, Scorpio. All right, now the question, the deepest question for the month of December for you. The answer is a yes, absolutely. This whole reading is just saying believe in yourself. The overall reading for the month is delegation, harmony, and balance. Okay, so, and I see that you're being called up and you're learning to find that. Now we're going to take a look. What you may not know, what may be hidden from you, is number 32. Okay, you're going to have to translate this on your own because you know your personal situation details. But it says that number 32, a situation in your life or overall could be the negative judgment in this scenario is making it impossible to get the results you want. It could be as simple as you're not believing it will happen, you're not believing in yourself, you're not believing in the other people to come forward. We get that way, honestly, when so many people let us down. When so many people let us down, though, we have to take a look. It may not be your fault that they let you down, that they're not as reliable, to be nice about it, as you wanted. But what are you doing? What patterns do you have to allow these people to come into your life in the first place? Because this is telling me that you know things. Are you getting the alerts spiritually and just be like, well, they have to prove themselves in person? No, you don't. Trust me. Been through the situation. You have no idea how many times when I was in my 20s, because I knew I was gifted, but I didn't listen. I said, my parents always taught me you have to. And my parents were gifted too. But my parents always don't judge a book by its cover. Let people show you who they are. Well, guess what? If you have that feeling, that creepy feeling, any kind of negative feeling about someone, and you think there's no reason for it, they haven't shown it, there's a reason for it, okay? What this is saying is trust in yourself. You are right. But after a while, if so many people are allowed in our life and they hurt us or they aren't reliable, we begin to think negatively sometimes about ourselves, sometimes about the world around us. And it's just asking you to take a step back, because is this your gift telling you the situation is negative? Or is it just because you've been through so much that you might have a negative spin on things, like nothing ever works out for you? So just think about that, because I believe you, like this is saying, you have a deep knowing. You got this, Scorpio. You got this. Now we're going to be moving on to Sagittarius. Hi, Sagittarius. How are you guys doing? In the interest of time, we've already randomly picked cards. We're going to read our hidden spot card last. A hidden spot means something, it's called the blind spot card, and it could be something that you're maybe not seeing in a situation. Okay. Let's take a look here. All right. This right here, this is the answer to your deepest question. Your deepest yes or no question right now is yes. This month, if you haven't read already, this month is about balance, delegation, and harmony. You have to figure out in this busy month of December what you're going to do to take some stress off of you, to learn to balance out your life, simplify your life, and get some personal harmony in there. And that's a challenge in the month of December. It's saying that you are stepping into your power. Okay? And you're getting intuitive messages. And that there's something in your life where you may be being too... And compromise doesn't mean let go of what's important to you. It just means thinking about it in a different way. Is this something that can be handled in a different way? Looked at in a different way? I feel like for some of you Saggies, it's something that you've been holding on to that you need to let go of, that you need to change. Sorry, that the kids' cars here are ridiculously loud. And when I grew up around mechanics and teenagers, and well, I was a teenager, duh. And let me tell you, real mechanic knows how to make their car or truck sound good. I don't know what these kids are doing to their cars nowadays, but they don't sound good. I come from a racing family. All right, so let's get back. It just says that you're getting intuitive message, and you definitely taking your power back. That's great. It's telling you you are strong beyond measure, and that there's something in your life that is going to be or has been a test for you. And don't compromise your belief and values, but think about things in a different way, because I believe there's someone offering you a different way to do the same thing, and you're stuck in the way that you want to do it. Yeah, okay. We're going to get ready and take a look at your blind spot card. Maybe that will help you. Number 41. Okay, this makes sense, and it may make sense to you. It says that you are acting confident about something that you really feel against or have a lack for. It may be just going with the grain. It may be maybe you don't feel as good. Hold on just a moment. Or maybe you just don't feel as into something or as agreeable to something as you are agreeing to it. In other words, you're saying yes to something and that you're happy about something that you're really unsure about. It could be as simple as that. It could be as simple as that, or it could be something as extreme as in you have a lack of self-confidence in yourself or someone else, but you're acting like everything is fine. Okay? It just says this is going to come back to bite you in the butt, because maybe you don't want to deal with something right now, but it may have to do with a test that you're going to have. Okay? It says temptation will test you. This means something in the area of something you're not confident about, something you may not want to do, but you're going with the crowd, or being a peacemaker and doing stuff you do not want to do, and that it's going to come back and bite you in the butt. So, it really says that you've definitely been taking back your power, but that you will be tested. So just look out for that and make sure you're being true to yourself, Sagittarius, because if you're not happy about something, there's no way you can get happy about it. And going with the flow of everyone else's choices when you don't want to do something will create a situation in itself, lower your self-esteem, lower your confidence, and make you even more unhappy. It will also come back to bite you, because I believe in some of these situations, for some of you guys, the truth is going to be found out. And then they're going to be like, why didn't you say that to me right away? It's not always that easy. I get it. But be true to yourself. All right? You're going to be fine. This feels like, it kind of feels like family. Kind of feels like a family situation to me, or emotional situation. Somebody you're close to. But this is saying, it's just that don't compromise the core values. Listen to what your intuition is telling you. Don't do things that you don't feel good about. It's all going to come out happy in the end, even though you might feel like when you're tested or you speak up that things can go, like people aren't going to agree with you. Okay? You may be standing on your own, but you're standing on your own truth, and that is a pillar you want to be on. All right, next we're going on to Capricorn. Hello, beautiful Capricorn. Let's see what we have for you for December. Oh, it's talking about releasing control and surrendering to the journey. So a lot of us don't want to go through bad stuff and stress. We don't want to go through the pain to get through to the other side to harmony and bliss. But this month we're talking about delegation, balance, and harmony. Everything I see here in your reading. Okay, and we want you to focus on balancing yin with yang, allowing other people to do their part, or simplifying your life and get rid of those who don't. Okay, and how are you going to do this? It says enjoying the journey, opportunity. Look at all the opportunities that are coming for you. Don't miss out on that. You've got a lot of opportunities in every area of life that are going to be presented to you. And it says basically just do nice things for other people. Obviously, nice things mean it's called the exchange of energy. You do that stuff for the other people. You don't expect anything back, but it automatically brings you good things with a pure heart. Okay, it's talking about some excitement, talking about looks like maybe some holiday parties or some festivities. That would be the obvious excitement, but I'm feeling there's a deeper excitement. You're going to find out something that's going to make you happy. Okay, we have the yes or no. What is the question for the month of December that we're starting off with? That is very, very important to you. That answer is A. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. The hidden truth is, or the blind spot is, what are you not seeing possibly about your situation and your life that would help you move through December? 72 is the number. Okay, my friends, this says that there is a form of, now let me finish before you get upset, escapism going here. What is preventing your progression is that you're using things of a spiritual nature or a higher intellect in order to escape and avoid the temporal. You have lost sight of the bigger picture, which includes both physical and non-physical. You are spirit, but you are also body. You cannot die, but you will but you will also most certainly die. Wow. To reject the physical things that are related to the physical, you reject, deny, and disown part of yourself. In this situation, you are using the spiritual to negate the physical, and you are suffering and will suffer because of it. So pretty much it's saying that I believe that this is part of the releasing control. I believe that if things do not go the way that you're hoping, because so much has gone wrong in the past few months, the past year for some of you, that you're just like, I give up. I'm going to have this Christmas thing, or I'm going to hide from this Christmas and the holiday season. Some of you are going to use the parties and overindulgence. Others of you are going to use just not have a party, just escape and be by yourself. Although it is good to be by yourself, the reasons are what you have to worry about. Capricorn, if you are escaping to being by yourself, overindulging, because you don't want to deal with something, usually the pain of something, that is hurtful to you. It's just saying balance it out. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. Take care of your soul. Take care of all of it. Hence, the month is delegation, balance, and harmony. You have to figure out how to delegate some responsibilities off of you so that you have the time to put into your mind, body, and spirit. Okay? You are okay who you are. And I was so happy. I drove by one of my neighbor's houses the other day, and it has a sign in the front yard that says, "You are enough." God made you the way you are. people trying to change you, situations trying to change you. You are who you are at the core. That will never change. And when you fight against that, or do what other people want you to do rather than what you want to do, you know what is right for you, Capricorn. And it's time for you to look at your life as a journey and slowly start getting back out there. Maybe looking at your patterns, figure out why there's somebody that has something that keeps happening to them repeatedly. It's a pattern, and it's because you haven't learned something from it yet. But if you don't find out what it is, it could be coming from a past life. Say you've done everything in this lifetime that you can to solve the issue, and you're like, why does this keep popping up continuously? It is because you have had this problem in a past lifetime and you have not released the past lifetime issues. Okay? In that case, it would be a good idea to do a past life reading to find out. I'm saying this because when I did mine, it was very like, wow. So that's why I always feel bad making money helping people. So that's why I took a vow of poverty as a nun. So and none kept popping up over and over again, but there were other vows of poverty. And then there was other portions of me that felt powerful, like I should lead, yet at the same time, I'm feeling this vow of poverty. I'm like, this makes no sense. That was because you have many, many, many lifetimes. And for me, I have dealt with and released a lot of lifetimes. It is important to know what lifetime you had, what you were in your prior lifetimes, so that you can say, hey, I release this past lifetime for me, none. And their the vows of poverty that she took because it no longer serves me. I release anything from that lifetime that did not serve me. And I went through and I did all the lifetimes that I've pulled up so far. I think I pulled up like 4 or 5. There's a video about that. Anyway, I feel like a lot of this maybe because I feel like you tried and tried and tried and the same thing keeps happening. There is a pattern that's going on here. Click on my love video. There's a timestamp to patterns. You want to find out all your patterns so that you know for sure you've done everything you can. Because if say bad people are coming in your life, you're having toxic relationships, and you're like, I don't get it. I'm dumping them. I don't get it. But how can you, if you look at the patterns throughout the relationships and friendships you've had, you will actually discover a pattern of you possibly allowing them in the first place. How do you learn? Then you figure out, how do I learn who is who so that I can better protect myself? And also you can learn about what you expect, what you want out of life, what you think you can get are two different things. And if you don't hold yourself and people to a higher standard. In other words, if you say, oh, I've had shit for dates, I can't get a good person if I tried, that's setting yourself up to draw in those people. So even if you don't feel like you deserve this person, this better person, you have to go for this better person. Okay. Yeah. And that's all part of releasing control, finding your patterns, releasing control. Try not to control it so much. This is your time to be learning about yourself. Fantastic, fantastic. This is really great stuff. Capricorn, you're going to be fine. Just get in there and do the work and believe in yourself. Hey Aquarius, let's find out what's up for you for December. And it looks like you're exactly where you need to be. You need to work on harnessing your powers through building your spirituality and enlightenment. And for that, I hear some of you saying, well, gee, I go to church, I'm a preacher, or whatever. Okay, we're all growing and learning for the rest of our lives. There's something, it doesn't matter how much of an expert you are at the Bible, there's still something that you can learn or something that you're being asked. Okay, and I feel it has to do with building blocks. I feel like you have been building the blocks of your life and your spirituality, and I feel like you're ready to put that next block on. And so it's just saying, get to it, take action. This is a step-by-step process. Some of you are a little impatient. Why isn't it here yet? I've been doing this all my life and I'm 50 years old. Well, it's because we're going to be forever learning, okay? Now, the question that you had, yes or no question, that's most pressing in December, is a yes. Okay. The blind spot card that you may not be aware of, the hidden blind spot in your life, is number 25. Number 25 is resistance. It says you're in resistance in some area of your life. You're not admitting that a tug of war is occurring within you, or a tug of war is occurring between yourself and someone else. To understand resistance perfectly, I want you to imagine a stream with a fast-moving current. In this current, there's a boat. The boat has 6 oarsmen in it, each of whom have a paddle. Some of the oarsmen are paddling downstream with the current. Some of them are paddling upstream against the current. The oarsmen are trying to paddle the boat upstream are in resistance. They are in resistance to the current itself. They are in resistance to the oarsmen who are also trying to paddle the boat downstream. Resistance is nothing more than opposition. It is any oppositional force. So they're just saying that some of you have grown and learned so much, and you're resisting learning more. You're saying, why do I got to keep, why? Okay, in the back of your mind, you know that you're going to be learning for life, but you're just like, I'm tired. Okay, why do I have to keep learning? Why can't I just be there? When do I get there? Okay, well, life is a journey. It's not a race, and life is a journey forever. You're going to be learning always. And I see some of you already, well, I want to take a break. Well, guess what? You can take a break. You can take emotional naps. You are supposed to be, every time a new door opens, right before it happens, the moments when you feel like nothing is going on, you're supposed to use that time. And when I say nothing is going on, I mean like you want something to go on and it doesn't, or there's just a lull. So you're supposed to be using that time to take an emotional, spiritual nap, okay? Because just like we need to sleep at night for our body to rejuvenate, our organs to rejuvenate, you also need spiritual naps. That's okay. You can do that, okay? And some have been fighting so much against the current. I mean, I feel like someone's been fighting a situation that's been going on for a while. The situation is not changing, and you don't really have control of the situation anymore because it's the other person. Okay, you can't change them. What you want from them may not be what you get from them. You can only tell them what you need, and then you have to find the strength when it's time, when you're strong enough to move on. You have to know that you're worth more. And what you're asking for emotionally from them, you have a right to. You have your needs. It doesn't matter if they think you're asking too much. Okay? There's someone else out there that will fit your emotional needs. They'll be able to give it to you and not be telling you it's too much. Okay? I learned that. Aquarius, So you're going to be fine. Stop resisting. Remember, life is building blocks. You're building yourself up. And the person in your life should be building yourself up as too. Okay, Pisces, here we are. We have our card. We have our blind spot card, which will show us a possible hidden area that we may not be seeing. And we have our yes or no card. We'll look at those in a minute. This is basically saying you have obstacles in your life. You can overcome anything. It's talking about choose your path. A lot of Pisces are getting the message that they should be on a different path, but they don't know which path to take, which indicates the fork in the road. Okay, should I go left? Should I go right? I'm getting that either path, as long as it's forward, is the right path. You're going to have a different lesson on each path. You're still going to be learning. Is any path going to be any easier than the other one moving forward? It's going to be virtually the same emotionally, physically, spiritually. Okay. But it is time. You've been doing something in your life, and it's time for you to take a journey to move on from it and move forwards. Remember, if it goes backwards or sideways, no, that's not the path. You're not going backwards in life. You're going forwards. You're not going sideways, because that would be off of a path. You're going forwards. So these two paths in front of you, choose one. And trust in yourself to choose that you're going to make the right decision. Okay. Now, number 74 is what you may not be seeing, and it may help with the rest of your situation. Let's take a look. Okay, and I'm a Pisces, and like these cards were picked randomly. Number 74 says means to an end attitude. If you've drawn this card, you are doing something you hate in order to get something you need, want, or like. It may not be that you hate it. It just may not be it no longer serves you and you feel like there's something better. You know, maybe you're not making as much money at it as you used to. And maybe it's not a part of your path anymore. I mean, maybe your financial situation for it is fine, but maybe it's just there's some urge calling you. You are approaching things with the means to an end attitude. Though this makes sense, it is a contradiction and therefore makes it very hard to feel good about getting what you need, want, or like. And in many cases, makes it impossible to actually get what you need, want, or like. This is true because I was thinking about going back into the remote customer service part-time industry while I finish school, and there's situations in which I don't want to be stuck in a particular schedule because I want to be there for my man who has cancer. I want to be at all his appointments and things like that. If I go in there and I interview and I say, but I need to be able to take off, they're not going to want to hire me. But at the same time, I could really use the money. You get what I'm saying? It's like a double-edged sword. So I've been struggling with that. And there may be a situation in your life where you've been struggling. You know a change needs to be made. You don't want to lose out on one thing to gain another. Or you can't afford to lose out on one thing to gain another. In my case, I don't want to start a position where I have to take off and end up not being there for my man when he's in treatment. So I'm just praying about it. And the hardest thing to do, because I want to just make a decision and I want to do it, but I'm praying about it and I'm waiting for an answer. And the hardest thing to do is wait for an answer. So I guess this is also saying, because I'm a Pisces too, this is saying which one, staying at my current position or taking a new position, which one leads me forwards? Wow, that's deep. So Think about that. Which one is which thing are you resisting because you're afraid it won't get you to where you need to be, or it doesn't have the um, what you need in it, the flexibility you need in it. Okay, there's a question you're asking yourself, and in the month of December, again, this is December, and everybody's reading has been about delegation, balance, and harmony. Okay, you need to figure out how to find those three things. But the answer to the yes or no question for the month is, the most pressing one is no. All right, we are moving on to Aries next. Okay, Aries, I've already your cards set out, and this is your yes or no card for the question for the month that's most pressing on your mind. This is the blind spot card we'll be looking at a little bit later to see what may be hidden from your decision making, your view, anything that you may not be seeing. Okay, this is saying that you need to trust, go ahead, step back into your power, take your power back, and you need to find ways to savor your life. It says you are at the end of one path and beginning another, which means it is time for you to just relax. Take an emotional nap. Okay? And it talks about finances, and it says that there's money coming into your life. Okay? Really feel like this is all about taking your power back. There are decisions that you've been making for yourself that you've been involving everybody important to you in, and the decision for your personal stuff needs to be about you. Whether it's career, whether it's some sort of a life change, whether just what makes you happy. And in order to get to that decision, you need to take your power back. You can listen to their opinions, but still do what you need. And you need to take a moment, take a break, and trust that you know what's best for yourself. Okay? The question, yes or no question for the month of December, that will or is on your mind, the answer is no. Okay. Your hidden spot card is number 44. We're going to find out what that means. Number 44 is about expectations. Expectations you are creating are causing intense resistance in the situation that you are in. You're most likely not being honest about your actual intentions with yourself or someone else. As a result, you tend to be disappointed, and you are apt to be on a totally different page than other people. Now, you may not even realize this, but for instance, I don't know if you remember, we were talking last month about what we expect of ourselves, what we expect of other people. And like, for an example, and this seems obvious, but we all do it anyway. You meet a person and to date, they seem wonderful. You start to think about what it would be like in the months, in the years. You start to put them in your mind after a month, say, into a serious relationship with you, possibly in your imagination as married. Come on, we've all done it. We've all done it. You may not do it anymore, but you have. The expectations that you set up about that person automatically in your head, when it's time for things to get serious and the relationship phase to change, when things become day to day and you see the person for who they really are, it's disappointing, because you thought they were this type of person when really they are who they are. Okay. And that was because, well, in the beginning, maybe they were a little nicer. But at the same time, in your head, you're going, oh, wow, this is beautiful. You know, I'm looking for a serious relationship. I'm looking to get married. You seem to put, oh, maybe, oh, wow, they're going to be just great with this and great with that. And that is accidentally setting expectations for the other person that they may not live up to. All right? So just try not to do that with yourself or with other people. Have absolutely no expectations with people you don't really know that well. And don't go above your limitations. Part of the reason you have too much expectations for yourself, you have to figure out why. Okay. Was it because your parents held overachiever expectations for you? Was it because you felt like less of a person if you didn't achieve everything? It's good to have goals. It's not good to beat yourself up. Okay? So, a lot of that is in boundaries, finding your patterns, setting boundaries and limits. Use the love video for that. It can be used for any patterns. Any patterns is time stamped in there, whether it's love or regular. And most of all, love yourself. Know that you were not put on this earth to be perfect. Okay, everybody thinks because Jesus came on this earth, he died for our sins, that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be being perfect. Well, first of all, Jesus wasn't even perfect. Okay? Nobody expects you, God, Jesus, Buddha, nobody expects you to be perfect. They expect you to learn every day and to be the best person that you can be. And that is about you and your personal self. That is not about what someone tells you. Okay? If you're being a good person and you're contributing good thoughts and vibes to the world, you're not out there running around being a criminal or hurting people, don't be so hard on yourself. Because what if your dreams that did not come true today, what if they were meant to come true in the future? What if your timing was wrong? Okay? What if the perfect situation with the perfect guy or girl is set to come along in 2022 and it's not with the person you're currently with? But what if you could feel more than you feel now of love? Think about that. Give the universe and God an opportunity and the space to give you what you really deserve, because the only person limiting yourself is you. In the end, other people can tell you stuff. I had a person I was with tell me I would never go to college, I would never make a success of myself. Okay, I let that fear of failure control me. So I never took credit courses until 2019. And I've got a 4.0 GPA. But I let somebody, I'm 49, and I let somebody tell me who I was rather than trying it and discovering that I was much more. And to that person, or any people like him, I say, bleh. Okay, stop limiting yourself. Stop letting other people limit yourself. Give yourself a break. You're amazing. Have reasonable expectations, Aries. Love you. Now we're going to do Taurus. Taurus. This is fantastic. Over the next few months, things are going to be opening up for you. Just continue to be devoted and committed to your inner happiness. And it says Get out of that comfort zone. Come to the edge. There's something you've been wanting to do that you haven't done for fear of failure, or something might go wrong. Everything's going to be fine. And this says it all. Career. Somebody's going to have a career, not just a job. All you got to do is step out of your comfort zone. You're going to discover something about yourself and about this career. Okay. What is the answer to the question that you will be thinking about most in December? No. And the blind spot card, what might be holding you back or may be hidden from your view of your situation, is number 20. You got the number 20. You don't know, but you think you know. Okay, this means something in your situation you cannot see, and you need to see the bigger picture. I believe for some of you, this is going to be something that is not easily found out. But you just need to know that you're missing a critical piece of information. Consider that the piece of information or awareness might be something no one sees yet, or it might be a piece of information being provided already by someone from the outside, but it's being rejected. In this situation, acting from what you know is acting improperly, because you don't know the whole situation. Again, I'm going to tell you, like I told everybody, I've learned when you don't know the whole picture or you're unsure, do not do anything. Sit and wait until the situation reveals itself, no matter how long it takes to do so. You are going to find over the next couple of months, sorry, that was Mittens, that kitten, he's 4 years old, but he has been wound up for 2 days now. And I'm sure he's getting into the closet. Anyway, yeah, there's something for some of you that some of you it's around career, but some of you it's around your personal life. I feel like definitely it's emotional, and it's going to affect and change the way that you think about things. But right now, whatever you're thinking or whatever you will be thinking when the situation arises is what it looks, because that, like, I feel like it's because that's what's being shown to you. But there's something more to it. And quite honestly, for some of you, it doesn't directly involve you. And my advice is stay out of it. And if anybody comes to you wanting to discuss what might be going on, sometimes it's polite to listen, but my first mother-in-law taught me you never make verbal confirmations. You just say, stuff like that. Or you can just be honest and say, look, this is something that is none of my business. We may not have all the facts, even though we think we do. We know a lot of times we know what it looks like to us, but there's more going on, and I'm not willing to do anything at this point or make any decisions about it. That's the key right there. The key right there. But for some of you, there's a career, there's a beautiful career that's coming, and you just have to step out of your comfort zone. And what I'm getting office politics. Ugh, just stay out of it. Trust me, office politics are not worth getting in. And it doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong in the situation. You don't know the whole story, so you wouldn't even know who to be on the side of. But these are grown-ups in your office, and grown-ups need to handle their own business. Okay, it shouldn't be we're no longer in high school, or even those of you who are in high school, when you go to a job, there's office politics. You can't treat a job like you treat high school. Okay, you don't take a side. You do what's right for yourself. And that is, if you weren't directly standing there when something happened, you don't have to say, I believe this person or I believe this person. You don't have to take this person or this person's side. Well, you just say, I don't know, I wasn't there and I'm not willing to make a decision on that. You two work it out. It's part of life. All right. Okay, now we're heading on to Gemini. Gemini. Oh, it's talking about taking your first step. And the key to this, intend and create. And the key to this is staying in the present, emotionally and physically. Do not go to the past. Do not go to the future. Your success hinges on balancing yourself, grounding yourself, taking that first step, and doing things in the here and now. It says, success will be achieved. And the grasshopper just talks about situations in the balance that require careful handling. Yeah, this is something that's important to you, and you're wondering how to go about it. Don't go to the past. Don't base it on the past. Don't base it on the future. What's happening in the here and now? What are you receiving now? Intend and create and visualize for the here and now. Okay. Now, the answer to the question that you will most, yes or no question that you'll most be thinking about in December is a yes, yes, yes. And your blind spot to the situation that you may or may not be seeing is a number 43. Oh, Gemini, are you putting it in the little box again? We worked on this over the past couple of months where you realize that you cannot fit life in your little box, okay? There are things that overflow your box. There are multiple ways of doing things. And this is just saying that right now you're assuming, and it just so happens that what you're assuming is incorrect. Now, my mom used to have a saying, and you've probably heard this saying. If you've noticed, assuming has the word ass, you, and me in it. She says, assuming makes an ass out of you and me. Never assume. Okay. Just remember that. Stop putting things in that little box and you're going to be fine. Okay, Cancer. Embracing enthusiasm. Be graceful in movement and action. Listen to your intuition. Very, very important for balance which is about this month is about delegation, balance, and harmony. You have to find those three things in this month. And the universe, your guides are asking me to tell you to figure it out. Figure out your patterns, figure out how to balance things out. Don't be a peacekeeper, but don't start it either. There are some things, if it's not your place, if it has nothing to do with you, it's not your place. If you weren't there when it happened, it's not your place. And you just say so. You have to listen to your intuition. What it says about being graceful in movement and action is finding a way to solve your problems in a more loving manner. Now, grant you, if you got hate coming at you and someone has put you to the point where you feel like you hate them, you have to try to let that go and say, how can I handle this? What part of this is angering me so much to hate this person? Do I have any control over this situation? Yeah, I have control over me. So you don't have to like them. You don't even have to respond to them if you don't want to. You gotta ask, is it worth wasting my energy on? Okay? But everything you do, every action that you take, should be one of love and grace. Okay. Someone is going to give you some assistance. And here it's saying, don't overindulge, but it's time for you to get out and have fun. It's time for you to let go of stuff and just relax and enjoy yourself. Okay. The answer to the question, yes or no, it's going to be most on your mind in December, is no. And we have, for what you may not be seeing for your situation, we're just asking you to move with love and grace, 28. Oh boy, Cancer. There's a triangle here for some of you. This doesn't mean a love triangle. It doesn't necessarily always mean that someone's cheating. It means that there is a third party involved in your problems. You could be putting yourself into problems that you don't belong in as well. Remember, for some of you, say your cousins fight each other a lot, maybe your mom and dad, whatever, you have to still remember these people are adults and have to handle it on their own. So unless something toxic, like abuse, is going on, you need to let them handle it on their own. The best you can do, if you're representing two adults and one is abusing the other, is call it out and provide them any assistance they need to get out of the situation. Again, the sad portion of this is it's up to them to leave or not. And that's what hurts the most, when we want to protect our loved ones and we can't. This is also a situation with someone who has gotten himself into a situation with two people they care about, and they need to make a decision on which one to be with, or they're going to lose both of them. Somebody did not know in this situation that there was going to be casual dating of other people going along. So just know this, okay? I feel like you thought you set forth that, hey, we're just casually dating, I'm not getting serious, and it could be this person caught feelings for you, one or both of them, and now the expectations have changed, whether you want it to or not. If that's not what you want, you're going to have to tell them both, hey, I'm sorry, I don't have feelings for either one of you, or, whatever you want to tell them. And then you have to move on. But it's really going to backfire if you don't. Okay, not only are they going to get hurt, I think you're going to realize that you care about one of them. And after you've lost them is when you're going to realize that. So, get yourself out. Whatever the third party situation is, you might have to remove yourself from it or realize that you have no control over it. All right? Okay, Leo, here we go. Seems that you're beginning a new cycle, but you're still stuck on something that is not working for you. We're talking about transforming yourself and unveiling your gifts, which means basically reinventing yourself. And they're saying, yes, it is okay. It is okay to move forward. It is okay to do things that make you happy. Go ahead and begin that new cycle. Open that door. But you're going to have to let go of something that is not for you. And there's something you're still in defense of yourself about, or may need to defend yourself about. The answer to the question most deep on your mind, the yes or no question for December, is yes. And your blind spot card that you may be seeing is number 9. And it talks about coping. Number 9 says that you are trying to accept or manage a situation that is stressful to you, so that you can remain in it. When this says that the situation is indicated is emotional, and it's not for you. There's much something better for you out there. You may have a family with this person. They may be relatives. Some situation, maybe a longtime friend you don't want to really let go of, but they've changed. People do change. People go through really bad situations and become other people. And we have to look at them, how they're acting now towards us, how they're acting in their life. Can we accept them for who they are? Or are we stressing ourselves out, watching them, and the way that they treat us isn't so good anymore? True situation, Leo, and I had to let go. Okay, there are people out there, you would say, oh my God, why would someone live for misery? There are people out there who they thrive on misery. They say they don't. They look like they're falling apart, but they never remove themselves from the situation, and they actually cause some of it. Those are the people, and then they turn on you, especially when you're trying to help them. And even if they don't turn on you, even if they're not treating you bad, if their situation is causing you physical, emotional stress, sometimes you have to walk away. All right. That's what it's talking about. It's talking about whatever the situation is that you're trying to cope with, live in, you're not getting any happier about it. It's not going to get any happier. It might be time to let go because you deserve better. Leo, you're going to be just fine. Next, we're moving on to Virgo. Virgo, either yourself or someone you know, dealing with a relationship or younger man, or could be divine masculine. It says that you're working on healing and releasing the past, and that you've planted some seeds that are regenerating. Yes, even in the winter, our emotional and spiritual seeds grow, and you're going to be seeing the fruits of your labor. It is unlikely that the situation from before is going to get any better. You're doing the right thing, moving forwards. And the question to your answer, yes or no answer, that is or will be on your mind most pressing in December is yes. And I believe this is yes. You are doing the right thing. Okay. The card, blind spot card, what might be hidden from you, 29. Let's take a look. Blind spot says that you or another person or both of you in a situation want to be right. That you or the other person is not listening to hear and understand. You are more interested in replying to be understood. Okay? You feel you're right. They feel they're right. That's not going to change. And as long as you guys don't sit quietly and listen and try to understand what the other person is truly saying, you're going to be at an impasse. Okay? And that is probably what is going on here with the unlikely. It's saying that it's time to it's unlikely to change. It's time to let go. Sometimes we get into things with people and really we're like oil and water. Other times we just come to sudden impasses, and until one of us, it takes both of us really, till both of us are willing to sit and listen to each other, to understand, not to have something to say back, and not to have our point understood rather than understanding. I think you understand what I'm saying there. But the rest of your life, I feel like there's going to be a balance and some release that's going to happen in the rest of your life because of just letting go of needing to be right. Now we're going on to Libra. Oh, Libra, so sensitive and so beautiful. It seems like you have had a tough time in life in general, and you're pushing someone away, or they're pushing you away. Sometimes it's both of you because you both put up walls um, over a misunderstanding. So I hear some of y'all saying it was an outright fight because they were this and they were that. But I'm just going to call it something where you really thought that they understood you or you understood them, and it comes down to two different perceptions, the way people think about things, and you need to be more flexible because I feel like you're going to learn more about this if you're more flexible. And it says move beyond ancestral patterns. Basically, it's saying you're being stubborn. Okay? Irregardless, I understand they may have hurt you. I understand it may be beyond repair. But your stubbornness, there's something about you that the instant, almost before that you suspect anything, it's like boom, like you just put a brick wall up and they run into it. Okay, not everybody is like that person who ripped you apart. Not everybody intended to hurt you. Some people just make stupid mistakes. Okay, of course, there are the mistakes which are deal breakers, like cheating, abuse, substance abuse. Those are toxic. Get rid of those people. But this is just saying that for your sake, this wall, it feels like tightness. It feels like tightness around my heart. Like it's so stressful, yet it's so protective at the same time. And it's causing you more angst because I don't think you've really ever opened up and let people in, at least not for the last 7 months to a year. Okay? So even though you feel like it's protecting you, it's not. Okay? You're missing out on a lot of good stuff. And it says don't do like you learned from your parents, from your relatives, however they handled problems, however you grew up, no matter how wonderful they were, you have to find your own way. Theirs is just a basic showing, but you are so much more. And it's talking about asking your angels. I feel like you and this person need to clear the air. I feel like you have some last words to say to them. I'm not asking you to hang around them or be a part of their life, but I'm asking you, and I'm feeling led to say this. This could be your relative that you had on the outs with, and the universe, God, Buddha, nobody says that you have to hang around or be family with these people if they're not treating you right. Okay? Think about that. Don't put yourself in hell just trying to deal with them because, one of your ancestors said that's how we do it. No, they're family. No, they're family. Family is not always blood. Okay? Family members can be trouble too. And if you're consistently getting hurt by this person, don't put yourself into that situation. Okay? But it is talking about being more flexible with your heart, finding your balance. And I feel like this was something that happened in or around May for some of you, and you've been closed off that long. All right, the answer to your question for the month of December? Yes or no question is yes. And number 63 was also talking about pushing people away, closing off your heart, automatically self-sabotaging. And a lot of you don't realize you're doing this. I didn't realize I was doing it when Rick and I were first together. He's the gentleman who passed away. But I would self-sabotage. And I would sabotage the relationship because this person knew me. He knew me to the core, and I didn't like that. Okay, there's stuff I want to keep to myself. And he was able to look at me and tell me about myself all the way down to the core of me. That felt like I had been stripped naked, like I was vulnerable, and that scared the HE double hockey sticks out of me. So I would do things that would sabotage the relationship, okay, and make myself look terrible. Of course, he didn't buy it, but still, it did cause us a lot of trouble in the beginning. So, I feel like you need to clear the air from whatever happened. Clearing the air does not mean forgiving the person. Maybe you just need to speak your mind. And then follow the guidance of your angels. Sit even for 10 minutes. Ask questions. Have a piece of paper, write down the pictures you get in your head, no matter how crazy, the feeling around the pictures, the colors. You know, you might ask a question and get gray cat or gray tabby cat. Okay? And then you go to my do-it-yourself folder, do-it-yourself spiritually folder, and there is a video in there on how to get your own answers easily from Spirit. Literally, it's just looking it up. After you close your eyes and you get your pictures and then you go look it up. All right? And how that ends is you stop and you stop asking questions when you feel your questions have been answered. When you feel this piece about you. Like when you're done. Okay, I'm done. Then you go look them all up. You put all the most relevant stuff to you and you got your answer. You guys have a most wonderful December. I am always here. I am on Keen. I work most weeks from Wednesday to Sunday. A lot of times I'll take Saturday off to spend with my boyfriend. And but I am here. I am the faithful dove on Keen. I do paid readings on Keen. And I do appreciate you coming to watch my videos. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye. Oh, also comment. Tell me what you think. Comment. Bye.